Hi folks. Well, here it is, Tuesday. Election day. What is it? The 8th, I think. No, 7th of November. And here we are. We're ready to try and lift this thing out of here. Got it all set up. The fixture that we made to do this years ago. We've used this thing quite a few times. This green thing with the chains and stuff on it. Little clips that bolt on the exhaust ports. So I think we're ready to go. You notice I have a jack under it. I've got the transmission still attached. Turbo 350 still attached on the back of the motor. I'm sure when I go to pick it up, it's going to hang way down in the back. So I got a jack under the pan of the transmission, putting a little upward pressure on that. And I'm hoping that when I lift the front off the studs, the mounting studs, and pull forward on it, the jack will come with the rest of it. Anyway, we're going to give it a try. And I finished these fixture things to put the engine and transmission on when it comes out of the car. There you go. Trying to get back far enough so you can see them. There you go. So this is the front. I'm going to bolt onto the front mounting bosses in the block, and that's the back, which will bolt onto the training mount on the back side of the Turbo 350. So again, let's give it a shot. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, I see. Dragging back here somewhere. Oh, right now, no. exhaust is dragging on things. I can bring it up more now though. Surprisingly, it's balancing quite well. There isn't much weight on the jack. It's the exhaust that's hanging it up. I think it's all welded into one piece, not easy. I'm gonna cut it to get it out of there. Okay, I think it's free of everything now. Yippee. Well, it's out. It was dragging on the firewall, I guess. Got some shiny spots where it was dragging on the firewall. I was lifting it too high or something. Like I said, the exhaust was pointing up, catching on the oil filter on this side and the starter motor on the other side. It's out. That's the main thing. Okay, all together, you and I are going to see how well this works or doesn't work. So, here goes. Here goes. Well, so far it looks like it's going to work. And it looks like the motor is fairly level. Not perfect, but not bad. So I'm happy enough with that. I think that's going to work fine. At least that way I can move it around. I don't, I don't have to take it apart, and I can still move it around. That was the goal. Hi, folks. Well, we're back. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd, day before Thanksgiving. And as you can see here, we haven't made a whole lot of progress on the car this week. I think since the last time you were here, I did move it back about a foot. I took the wheels off the back. It's hard to tell from anywhere here. I took the wheels off the back so I could locate it about a foot back further on the lift arms, and actually moved it forward, not back. Moved the arm, moved it, like I say, forward on the lift, so I would have more space back there. I'm going to kind of build a temporary tent around it so that I can spray clean it with Easy Off and maybe even power wash it in here. And if I did that where it was before, I was kind of blocking off access to the drill press and the brake, the sheet metal brake back there in that cabinet. It was just too far back, so I was able to figure out a way of moving it forward. You see, I took the back wheels off, and I'm right underneath the axle with that arm, and almost under the front body mount with that arm, so it balances real nice. I got it covered, because part of what I did since you were here last is that come along up there, you see, for lifting stuff up on top. I found that trying to get stuff up there, even with two people, was pretty hard. You try and take that bumper of two people up a ladder, or the fenders, one or two people up a ladder. It's just difficult. So the come along is temporary. I'm going to actually replace it with a chain fall, so I can operate it from the ground, but temporarily that's what I use. The chain fall is over at my son's house. He hasn't brought it over yet. But anyway, I cut an opening in the ceiling, put some angle brackets, some strut angle brackets up there, and a piece of double strut that's less than 2 feet long, so it's really strong. And then a 1/2-inch bolt with a rod coupling and a 1/2-inch eye bolt hanging down below the ceiling. So as you don't want to focus because of the lights, as you can see, it looks pretty good. It works good too. I did lift that bumper up there by myself. I put a choker around it, a soft choker around it, and lifted it up there, and it worked pretty well. So now I got the fenders up there, all of the front sheet metal associated stuff, the core support and all that stuff behind the grill, and some of that other stuff is up there. The fenders are there, the bumper is there, the hood is up there, the drive shaft is up there. So it's keeping the area down here pretty cleaned up. Got a few more things hanging on the wall there. I got the clock from Street Rodder. I subscribed again, and that orange sign up there. But anyway, a little at a time. Got my workbench cleaned off. Brought some stuff home from another location that kind of led towards getting rid of this stuff. Restacked all of this in the other garage. Got the bigger car out of here in favor of the small one, which fits much better. But this one goes away almost every day too, because this is kind of the daily driver for my wife, her little Fiat here. But anyway, that's as far as we've gotten this week. Had a little episode over here earlier today, actually. Transmission was leaking a little fluid out the cooler lines, where I had taken them off. So I had a couple of paper towels under there, and I was trying to stop that. I was going to take some old, steel line material and kink it over and put it. Well, I only had enough material. I threw the old ones away. Only had enough material to make one. And I was trying to take the other fitting out because it looked like I could replace it with a plug. And in doing that, trying to do that, the kick down cable was right in the way, and I'm pushing on it to get it out of the way. Well, it broke off at the bottom. That little plastic piece there broke off of it. So all of a sudden it started puking oil out of the... I guess it was the oil in the pan must be up above that level. So I ended up throwing away about almost a coffee can full of oil, and it kind of led me to believe that maybe I should service this transmission before I use it anywhere else. It was working fine, but you can see down here on the filler thing, it's got all this, I don't know, caulking or something like that was leaking too, and it always has leaked a little fluid. So, like I said, I think before I use it anywhere else, I'm going to bring it to a transmission shop and have them check it out, do whatever it needs. But in any case, that's hopefully sometime next week, this will go over to another location for where it can be stored, and it'll be out of here too. Because the car it's going to go in is over at that same location. I have a 40 two-door sedan, 40 Ford two-door sedan that I think this motor is going to go in. That's why I wasn't taking it apart, because I was going to drop it into that chassis. I think I mentioned that earlier. Anyway, that's where we've gotten this week. Like I say, we didn't get a whole lot done on the car. But, like I say, that house at the other location kind of got cleaned out, which led me to clean this out, put a whole bunch of stuff away, clean this all up. And got that lift location set up there on the ceiling. So we're ready to move on, I think. We got one more trip probably back to that house in the other location to get it ready. And then we're back on the car. Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.